I'm JQ.
TQ.
Q Brothers. Francois.
Francois, baby. All right.
I think we're well now. It's okay.
Yes, we're all warmed up. Yeah, so we've been exploring Jovoy, your beautiful line.
Psychedelique.
Yeah, we're heading into the final of the 6 that we're going to test today. So
this perfume is also very important for me. Psychedelic.
It goes back to the late 60s when he was, hanging out and doing some crazy stuff.
I have a very good surgeon, thank you very much.
I was thinking crazy stuff like what? Like trying to learn to ride a tricycle late in 69? I don't know. You're not that old, I don't think so.
We'll see.
We don't have to discuss it, right? We don't have to.
I was just making a psychedelic joke.
Yeah.
I was not an age joke. You took it there.
Okay.
All right. Here we are.
This is a very important perfume for me. It's a work around patchouli. And patchouli, I made the distillation of in Vietnam.
Oh,
so
cool.
That's
cool. This takes you back to the roots.
Absolutely. And I had this raw material in my nose in that time. And it was originally a very selfish project to work on a naughty, nasty, uncompromising patchouli, very dark, very also ambery. Of course, you are in the 60s, psychedelic.
Yeah, but this is not the traditional patchouli that you normally smell. It's a very deep.
This isn't what you think of as the people who are still trying to live back in 1969 to 1973 who come in and want to smell like patchouli, usually you think of. You're right, this is the dark side of it.
You guys are too young for that, but I remember at that time, you are in Woodstock, and in Woodstock it was such a big success. They didn't have enough water, and everybody was like thirsty, and it started to rain. And you have pictures you can find of you're too young to know that, but we guys.
We've seen some pictures in our day.
Seen some pictures. People were doing everything on the contrary in the mud. So I was trying to see this patchouli on a wet skin in the mud of Woodstock.
Oh, cool.
That's
nice.
what it sounds like. And when you talk about patchouli, you have to imagine it's a long story. Patchouli is all about sensuality and, if I may, sex.
Yeah.
I can talk about that on the okay.
You can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
So
especially sex.
Especially sex. Okay.
I mean, as far as what people like to talk about, right?
Yeah.
What fuels YouTube is that. So we might as well join the club. It's about time.
This is beautiful.
It's not so bad. And not so bad. I don't know how to say.
I like it.
It's a big surprise because it was for me, to my nose, a little bit too strong.
It is big. It's a big.
Yeah.
There is something.
If this were a wine, it would be a big wine. You know what I mean? This is like one where like, whoa.
It's a heavy scent.
This is one of our most wanted. So I was very surprised to see that there are a lot of people out there like me who are really in love with those very heavy, everlasting, let's say, fragrance. That's really
there's something I can't place it. It's something Indian from our childhood in there.
Well,
I mean, I know patchouli, but also there's something like sapari or something, you know?
Yeah, we grew up, we're half Indian Pakistani, so it's like a grandmother would come to visit and she'd stay for 3 months. And so our house, the whole smell of our house would change because she'd be cooking every day for us, making things, and her luggage, everything about her had smells that were like very unique to us. And I think probably fueled a lot of what we love about scent now is that we have these rich scent memories. And as a kid, I remember being embarrassed by it because my clothes would change scent, and I'd go to school and people would be like, your coat smells funny, and I was embarrassed about it. And now it's like I realize what a treasure we had growing up to like be able to encounter this world of smells without even having to leave our own home. So let's get off on a tangent, but
what are you getting in there, T? Anything that you want to share?
Well, I mean, you were right, and I don't know if I probably wouldn't have said it without you saying it, but it's like the smell of skin, the wet skin, and for me, a lot of patchouli things are always there's a sweat note in there that is that dirty funkiness. That's part of what makes it about sex. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's like And I keep getting hung up on
maple
that. Yeah,
syrup.
there's a sweet, there's a sweetness up at the top note that is really, or like I don't know if it's the top, but there's a sweet note I keep getting somewhere on the edge that really sort of keeps bringing me back in, and kind of like I smell the skin and the funk, and then you get this sweetness that just kind of lulls my senses. It's really nice. I mean, I've been smelling it non-stop since we put it on here.
Yeah, I'm kind of addicted to it. I'm going to have to put that one on at the end of this.
All right.
Private label.
Ah, that's easy for you.
How do you say this one in French?
In French, private label. Private label. That's a private label originally. It's a lady from Abu Dhabi who was requiring...
I was just there.
Yeah? You were traveling there?
Mm-hmm.
You see, they are wearing very opulent, very strong perfume there.
Yeah.
And this lady...
In fact, I stopped a guy and said, "What are you wearing?" And then G was wearing his... what was he wearing? What's the one that he wears lately?
Nasamato, something. Black Afghano.
Black Afghano.
And so G was wearing that, and he got stopped by two sheep guys, like going like, "What is that scent?"
Yeah. They love it. Actually.
Yeah, they love it.
So this was a private. She asked you to make something for her.
No, for her son. She said, "I want a oud without oud."
Ah.
So this is where the perfumer Cécile Zarokian has been working with
myrrh.
Yeah.
There's a lot of myrrh in here, isn't there?
Myrrh?
Myrrh.
Myrrh,
yeah.
But it's more around, let's say, cedarwood, patchouli, vetiver.
There's some bitters in there.
Yeah.
Well, those are all bitter woods, right?
Yeah.
It's like
you also have some notes of papyrus absolute, which smoke it a little bit, make it a little bit smoky.
Yeah, there's a little of that peaty
Yeah.
kind of quality, huh? Yeah.
That's really cool. Oud without oud. That's a good. That's a good challenge.
That's a very good challenge because she said oud. We have that everywhere in our world.
Sitting there over there.
If I want oud, I'll just add it in the wrist. I like to put some pure oil here, or as a bahur, they burnt it for them. And we've seen that this is one of our most wanted too. So it's funny because before we had those fresh notes, floral, fresh, and here we are very heavy, wow, everlasting, very faithful fragrances. And I haven't seen much ladies in love with this private label because of the vetiver, because vetiver is really your great uncle, very chic.
Yeah.
He's very chic, your great uncle.
Hmm?
Your great uncle is very chic, of course. And so vetiver and cedarwood and patchouli and voila. So this has been a big surprise because this is where also it's fun to see in our little world of perfume.
Yeah.
There are people who are looking for perfume which are really away from the usual tribe.
Yeah.
And they are not afraid sometimes to wear something which is over strong.
Yeah. Well, I think that's your line. You know, it's good for me to hear it from you because I feel like, you know, as we've gotten to learn your line, it's like I'm realizing you start to get to know a line first yourself, and then you see how people respond, and just learning the people who like it. And I remember the first week we got in, first few days when we sold Liturgie de l'Azur. It's you know, that guy was fearless in his fragrance wearing, and I remember him saying like, I like those other things, but I've smelled things like them even if I've never smelled anything quite like that. But this is something I haven't smelled before, and I want it to be like, this takes me in a direction that no one I know has gone. And I don't think you have to do that for all of your fragrances, but I think you have some great fragrances where for the person who's out there who maybe wants to sort of push the envelope a little bit or do something a little bit not a little bit, but quite unexpected. You have some great offerings for that as well.
You are hired. You start on Monday.
Fly me to Paris, put me up. I'm good.
Wow. It's getting smokier.
Yes.
Yeah.
These fragrances, especially maybe private label, in a vest for a gentleman, it will really change. It will go more on the underwood in 5, 6, 7 hours.
Yeah.
Scotch.
Yeah.
Scotch.
Scotch also. You're right.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say like, it's like bourbon with bitters is how I because there's a sweetness still
Yeah, but
there.
that smokiness from Scotch. It's that it's that.
Yeah, but it's mis.
Blended Scotch.
That's yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. But you know what it is? You know what it is? It's Fernet Branca.
Yeah.
Fernet Branca is what it is. You know the Fernet
Yeah,
Branca?
because there's a menthol.
There's a menthol note somewhere in there. The Fernet Branca.
Do you love Fernet Branca?
I think
It's in
I
cocktails. We're gonna go have one after you're done.
Okay.
Fernet Branca is digestif.
Okay.
And
It's got it's bitter, but it's got a menthol kind of
It is-
camphor menthol at the heart of it.
nailed it.
That's what it is. It's driving me crazy. Oh god, now I'm gonna put it on right now. This is great. I purposely didn't wear fragrance today, hoping that I would just have this moment of like I must wear this, and I have a few here. You know.
Thank you.
So, Francois,
Yeah.
thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Au revoir, au revoir.
Au revoir. La lettre du désert.
That's